Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm Linda the Lightworker. I wanted to give you a little update about what's going on with me. So first of all, I have really landed in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And they say in Santa Fe, you're either welcomed with open arms or you are sent away. I mean, I've met strangers and talked about moving to Santa Fe. They want to know how it's going. Like, have I been welcomed or what my experience has been like? And let me tell you, I have just been welcomed with the most amazing open arms. So let me just share a little bit about what's going on. So I have a very strong community here, even though we have such a small viewership. You know, I really like that. I feel like I have a real connection with each of you, and I'm so grateful that you stopped by. And several of you have been so generous with donations. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate it as I step into my new self. So beginning in January, when I decided I was going to stay in New Mexico for a while, I was up in the Taos area, and I applied for a lot of jobs for who I used to be professionally about 10 years ago. I really love grocery shopping. Most of you know I'm a chef, and I have cooked my whole life, and I have a real passion about great food, and I love being in grocery stores because that's where inspiration comes from magnificent ingredients. So I was applying for jobs in that industry again, knowing that I wanted to continue my YouTube channel and continue doing individual readings, but I wanted to take the burden off of my oh, they're not going to say it was a burden. Thank you, Spirit. But my soul sisters who have been supporting me, we believe in tithing each other. So there's been a real strength in monthly donations from soul sisters to help support me to keep doing this channel, which is really my life's calling. Doing this work for you, doing daily readings, doing individual readings, holding workshops, doing shamanic journey workshops, receiving dietary information for you. I receive so much information. So being able to share that and not have to charge a lot of money, you know, my hope is to be able to reach as many people as possible. But anyway, I needed to start generating earning some revenue for myself and put less. I wanted to be more self-sufficient and draw in more money so that I could reestablish myself or establish myself here in New Mexico. So these jobs I was applying for, these old jobs that just don't suit me anymore, I didn't get. In fact, I didn't even get callbacks, which is, at first I was a little, my ego was a little, it was like a little bruised. And that was so funny because I wouldn't have wanted those jobs anyway. I didn't want to work that hard and in that kind of setting. So anyway, on a leap of faith, I left Taos area, which is about a couple hours, 2.5 hours north of where I am now, and came to Santa Fe and immediately have housing with one of my soul sisters. I'm so grateful. And through word of mouth, I started working 5 different jobs. So for the last 3 weeks, well, 6 different jobs, if you count my readings for you, that I'm so grateful that I can do. But I actually have 5 separate jobs, and I've been waking up around 5 a.m. and I've been on the go until around 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And so 7 days a week. So I've been a little fatigued, and it's really taught me a lesson in saying no, because everyone whom I meet and who I want to work with, I just want to say yes to. So it's been a real good experience in learning how to say no and set up some wonderful boundaries and clarify how I want to create my life in Santa Fe, like what kind of days do I want. So anyway, I did take a retail job in the plaza in downtown Santa Fe, and just like the hub of where everything is. And it's such an incredible feeling being down there. I've taken 3 jobs down there. So the first job is I'm working for this beautiful woman, and maybe you've noticed this neck piece I'm wearing. Well, that's amber. And I'm working for this woman named Aga, and she's from Poland, and she is so beautiful. And she sells clothing from Italy, Italian linens mostly, and Italian wool, and some other interesting fabrics and fashion from Turkey and Poland. And she also makes her own jewelry. And this is what she looks like. This is Aga. I mean, she is, oh, this is getting glare. She's beautiful. And she is just this divine ball of light. And darling, sweetheart, I love you. She's just so supportive and so loving and such a positive power of light. And I'm really learning a lot from her, just working with her. So anyway, I'm wearing, this is one of the linens that I just love. She gives me clothes and I get to borrow jewelry. And so anyway, if you're interested in buying this piece, it is spectacular. And message me, I'll get you a good deal. But it starts off, these pieces start off around $500 or so, but we get discounts for our friends. So anyway, let me know if you're interested in one of these amazing linen hoodies that are all the rage and what people are wearing in Paris this next season. A lot of hoodies, a lot of oversized stuff. So these clothes are really oversized. The linens are, so they're super comfortable and easy to care for. Okay, I'm doing a little sales pitch. Did I show you her in turquoise? This is Aga in turquoise. She is such a love. Anyway, so Aga is her name. And we're in the arcade. I'm right in the plaza. So I'm there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is a whole lot of fun. And then I got a couple of jobs. You know, well, maybe you don't know, but in New York City, in 2012, I became a licensed New York City tour guide. So I could still be enjoying travel and being with people on vacation. And I rode around those buses around New York City, and I did private tours, and I did a chef's tour, and I did a subway tour. I did all kinds of tours through New York. I love New York. So I decided, well, what the heck? Why? I kept thinking, well, maybe I'll go to New York and do the summer in New York and do the tours. And then I thought, why don't I do tours here in Santa Fe? So I got hired by 2 different tour companies. I'm doing a food tour now. Excuse me, and we go through different restaurants. We go to 4 different places where it's a 4-hour tour. We have 4 stops, and we get tastes and nibbles and drinks along the way, and that's really exciting. I'm also doing a Women of the West and Women of New Mexico tour. That'll be starting at the end of April. And then at the end of April, by mid-April, I'll also be doing historic tours. This is a different company. I'll be doing historic tours of Santa Fe, maybe 1 or 2 days a week, and just hitting the main points around and giving the historical background on Santa Fe and some interesting stories, and maybe a ghost story or 2 in there of what's going on in this powerful vortex at the end of the Santa Fe Trail. So, so a couple of my other jobs, besides readings for you and doing our videos, are, of course, I do pet sitting, and you know I love to stay in people's homes. I feel like a great connection. I can really pick up on their energy and their animals and help be this calm to help foster that relationship with owners and animals while they travel. So I'm doing that here in Santa Fe, and also and this is my funniest job, and it doesn't pay anything really. And if you're interested in learning how to do it, I'll hook you up. But I work for a movie, I work in the movie industry. And what I'm doing is on Fridays, on big release days of, let's say, like Captain Marvel or whatever, Captain America, whatever kind of big blockbusters that are coming out, and even for smaller films, like this week I did Dumbo, I go to the movie theaters and I monitor the trailers and the crowds and how the sound is and what the quality is like, and and I submit it to this company, and they gather this information so that there can be real-time numbers, you know, by the time you're watching 60 Minutes on Sunday night, it's like, oh, Dumbo was the blockbuster for the week of blah, 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 bringing in. And I'm one of those people who make sure the trailers are right and the advertising is right. So that's really interesting. And even though it doesn't pay very well, I'm going to have some amazing stories. So I've had to trim back my schedule so that I can get more of you scheduled in. And that's one of the reasons why I'm suggesting that if you would like a reading, that you contact me as soon as possible and I'll get you scheduled in. But things are a little tight, especially while I'm in this training mode now, doing all my scholastic studying for my New Mexican history. So anyway, I'm still accepting donations as I get settled here in Santa Fe. And so many of you have been generous and I appreciate it so much. And your donations help me make this a priority to really be diving, because this is my life work. And these other things I'm doing, the linen and with beautiful Aga, you've got to buy something. I mean, her stuff is fantastic. Or better yet, come to Santa Fe and I'll take you on a tour and I'll get you hooked up in a gorgeous outfit and we'll have a wonderful time. I'll direct you to the spas and come see me in Santa Fe because I think I'm going to be here for a little while. All right, my dear. Now, keep an eye out. Okay, 2 other updates. I will be getting the weekend update out shortly. It should be out soon, within the next couple hours, fingers crossed. And then, of course, I will have my daily updates for next week. But I'm going to suspend doing the monthly astrology, you know, zodiac readings for right now, because that takes me to do all 12 zodiac signs. Listen, I'm not complaining. I love doing it, but I need a good chunk of time, anywhere between 6 and 8 hours, to really gather the information and be present for you and to channel in what you're going to be receiving for the month ahead. So for April, for all signs, all systems go. Just set it up the way you want it and tune into a daily forecast. And if I get any specific messages for a zodiac sign, I will certainly highlight that. And what was the other thing I wanted to tell you? Golly, I love you, and I'm so grateful for you, and thank you for all your support. And if you did want to make a donation, you can, I'll put my link down below in the descriptions of my link to PayPal. You can just have Linda Silberman at PayPal, pretty much is the best way to, but whatever. I love you. And I'm so grateful, and I'll see you really soon. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.